Hi there and welcome to Celeb Hut. So, it seems to be Drake's problem with Kendrick Lamar is getting to him since he has been looking and acting a wide range of ways. Since the hamburger began, Kendrick just demonstrated how insignificant he is. Can someone explain to me why this man not just dropped a music video to his diss track against Drake? However, he likewise had individuals singing his diss track in exactly the same words while he performed it on Juneth. Well, to no one's shock, Drake isn't taking it well, and he just had a significant breakdown over his embarrassment, and from the vibes of things are going to get muddled on the grounds that W on the roads is that individuals in Drake's camp are pushing him to reignite this fight again. This present circumstance is going to get insane this time, so you all better prepare. All right, I won't lie, what is happening among Drake and Kendrick is extremely wild. On one hand, I sort of need to give it to Kendrick on the grounds that he has demonstrated that he knows how to abhor, and he's telling us the best way to loathe with your full chest. Yet these days we see specialists toss stones and conceal their hands. Yet not Kendrick. He said F that and came for Drake's head with all that he had. Yet to be fair, he kept it pleasant until Drake attempted to come for his family, and then at that point it was down over. From that point, in light of the fact that Kendrick quit holding back and hauled Drake for rottenness, I simply realized that Drake is someplace crying and going to hurl. And afterward, he never at any point began this hamburger with Kendrick and took the J. Cole course. Since he is continually getting ate up internet-based, he was attempting to stand his ground against Kendrick until Kendrick dropped Elation, and it was simply game over. Eventually, fans were stressed over Drake's psychological wellness since he seemed, by all accounts, to be spiraling genuine terrible over this. So how about we get into the show right all along for those of you who haven't been following it from the very start? It seems like this show just exploded out of the no place, and it became turbulent, dissimilar to the vast majority's thought process. Drake and Kendrick's meat has been stewing for a very long time, and it continues to kick, increasingly spicing it off in 2013. When Kendrick hopped on Huge Scene's track Control, and he tossed Conceal at a lot of huge names, making it completely clear he was coming for the best position. Now, most different rappers realize that it was according little shade, and Kendrick had only good intentions from the beginning, yet Drake let it go to his self-image, and he was harmed. What began the meet between the two of them in the melody, Kendrick said, "Yet this is hip bounce, and them ninjas understand what time it is," and that goes for Jermaine Cole. Large Crit push MC plants as quickly as possible. Rough Drake large Sean J. Electronic Tyler McMiller, "I have love for all of you, yet I'm attempting to kill you, ninjas." While different rappers accepted Kendrick's savages, and they embraced the cutthroat soul, Drake thought about it. Literally, that is the point at which the show fired warming up, and they continually tossed Conceal at one another. Now, at first, we thought it was only a tad of agreeable rivalry. However, were enormous off-base things raised when J. Cole and Drake dropped their melody Firster Shooter. They name-dropped Kendrick, alluding to them three as the enormous three in rap. J. Cole said love when they contend who the craftsman MC is. It Kadu, is it Aubrey, or is it me? We the large three, like we start began an association. Yet at this moment I feel like Muhammad Ali. Now this didn't agree with Kendrick by any stretch of the imagination, and he chose to applaud back at J. Cole and Drake in his collab with Metro Boomin. Name like that. He said in the event that he strolled around with that stick, "It ain't Andre 3K figure. I won't drop the area. I actually got PTSD, mother if the huge 3 ninja. It's set." Imply large me. Now, to be fair, Drake didn't precisely toss shots at Kendrick. Neither did J. Cole. As a matter of fact, J. Cole giving Kendrick a pat on the back by alluding to him as one of the greatest and best rappers. But since of Kendrick's set of experiences with Drake, he didn't take it well, and he tossed Conceal on Metro tune. Presently, Metro and Drake have their own tangled history, and Metro promptly bounced in on the hamburger and upheld Kendrick. He even tossed out a beat welcoming fans to go after Drake and their renditions of BBL Drizzy, and to no one's unexpected, bands quickly hopped in and played Drake on Metro's support. In any case, Drake wasn't going to allow Kendrick to triumph. Ultimately, the final word, not without setting up a battle he terminated back with not one yet two diss tracks pointed directly at Kendrick with push-ups, and tailor-made. Perhaps he assumed he had the high ground in light of the fact that Kendrick took a while to answer, and to tell the truth, for some time it seemed like he had the high ground. Yet that changed quick when Kendrick returned swinging with Rapture, a 6-minute showstopper of melodious obliteration, and he gobbled Drake up. Yet Kendrick wasn't happy with only one killer blow, since he followed it up with 616 in LA, and let you know he went savage with this one. He spilled a few terrible insider facts about Drake and his camp, uncovering molds and swindlers, and painting Drake as the troublemaker who tosses cash around to get soil on Kendrick. Eck, it was untidy, and Kendrick most certainly got the high ground with his diss track. Drake attempted to get his lick back at Kendrick, then in light of the fact that my mans wasn't going to seem to be a defeatist before the world, so he dropped another diss track titled Family Matters, and we sort of got to give it to him. He attempted to hold his own. He got Kendrick out as a faker, making some serious actions about Kendrick's own life, like how he contrasted Kendrick's relationship and his life partner. Whitney to the untidy relationship of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, blaming Kendrick for purportedly putting hands on Whitney. It was a dirty move, yet hello, all fair in love and rap meet, right? Well, he likewise blamed Kendrick for being a non-attendant dad, saying as some Bobby as I need to understand what Whitney need. All that infatuation was over in your L. Why you never hold your child and let them know, say Cheddar, we might have avoided the children. With regard to this, don't fault me again. Dark. Okay, did a thing with this. Since there have been charges that Kendrick and Whitney's relationship was harmful, Kendrick even owned up to this in his tune Mother I Sober on his last collection, Mr. Resolve. And the huge steppers, he said, frailties that I project laying down with different ladies when he's harmed the most flawless soul. I realize I found her in the kitchen, asking God where I lost myself and whether I could at any point be pardoned or destitute. She looked me in the eyes. Is there a compulsion? I said, no yet. This time I realized that I can't fix it. Unadulterated soul, even in her agony, realized she really focused on me. In addition to, there are reports of Kendrick supposedly putting hands on his life partner, Whitney. However, he denied these claims. Other certain things too. Out there was a stunning tale about you and I resembled. It's absolutely impossible that this is valid. Better believe it. When they said you were in Vegas also, you beat some person ridiculous and you did something to so. Me female, and they said they had proof in all of this, and afterward I had absolutely no point ever heard anything about it in the future. No doubt cause it's stupidity that is the most uninformed stuff I heard made up on. I question it, and you realize that individual who made that up owes an expression of remorse not to me, but rather to ladies that really go out there and get manhandled. You dig what I'm talking about? That is a main problem, and to put an individual name that you realize that represents something way more better, that has been raised a way more better than that. That is not cool. There individuals out there that truly get mishandled, and there's ladies out there, they get manhandled and don't not say anything, experience their life, do that. Like, I'm certain, assuming that happened, they would have been a poly report and you would have been captured. That is absurdity. That is uninformed. That is wholly oblivious. 100% when you hear things in the news, certain things I accept about craftsmen. In that story, I didn't feel that was remotely in your personality at all. Man, you will be in prison. Man, they put you under them. You can't run from that cash. Drake's melody brought back that large number of reports, and surprisingly, figured out how to get a few hot new ones. Began about how Kendrick's children weren't exactly here and how they could be Kendrick's chief, Dave Freeze. It didn't take long for fans to accept this on account of Whitney's web-based entertainment. Fans noticed that she follows Dayre on Instagram but not Kendrick, and each time she posts about her children, Dave's not too far off in the remark segment, leaving emoticons and so forth. It's sufficient to make you raise an eyebrow. Without a doubt, Drake understood what he was doing there, and it's sufficient to spill Drake's tea, and Drake essentially served it up with a royal flair when he got Kendrick's life partner and children into the ocean and met the GRS. Kendrick did not keep down. He pursued each and every individual from Drake's family and uncovered Drake for some genuinely obscene conduct, painting him as a drag. It's like each diss track Kendrick dropped simply add fuel to the fire, and despite the fact that Drake retaliated as hard as he could, Kendrick somehow figured out how to get the advantage. He even dropped Drake's mother, saying, "Sand plunk down." What I'm gonna say is weighty. Currently, listen, your child's a debilitated man with wiped-out contemplations. I think a person very much like him ought to bite the dust, and Weinstein ought to get effed up in themselves until the end of their lives. He can't stand people of color hypersexualizing them with the ruler of a data obsession group beard growth, since he comprehended that facial hair growth just fit him better. I got sex-guilty parties on Vagrant that he keeps on a month-to-month recompense, and a kid ought to never be compromised, and he keeps his youngster around them, and we gotta bring up our little girls, knowing as hunters like him, they were hiding. This was another major clapback in light. Subscribe Celeb Hut for more videos.